Hello, good afternoon or good day to everyone. I'm Dr. Tristan Hilario, a psychiatrist here at Mediko Kapitolyo. This afternoon, I want to discuss about the effects of the pandemic, especially this lockdown, on not only the employees but also in children and students in general. Okay? Initially, we are enjoying, or people are enjoying this lockdown. Why? Because they have a break from their everyday routine. It's like they're resting at home. But as the time goes by, as the people started to feel this isolation from the society, they start to feel anxious, and they start to feel tired and burned out, and to some level depressed because of the monotony of their daily living. Now, anxiety is normal because of the uncertainty of this pandemic. We start to have anxious feeling about our future, of what would happen, and somewhat fear of the unknown. And because of this, our reaction, or the normal reaction of the individual, would be to feel anxious because our minds think we are in danger. And we have to be prepared for those uncertainties. Unfortunately, because we have no stress reliever, or we don't have any outlets for our daily activity, when we are starting to feel the burnout. Now, because of this prolonged quarantine during this pandemic, the initial glee of enjoying this somewhat like vacation starts to feel worrisome for people. Like, they're so bored in their houses. The monotony of doing the same thing over and over again. And let's first talk about the burnout in people who are working, or sometimes even students. It's the difference between work from home or studying online is that, unlike in before the pre-pandemic, we have outlets for our daily, when we feel tired. We could go out with friends, we could watch a movie, we could go to the mall, take a vacation, or go out. And this, quote-unquote, breathing spaces recharges us, recharges our energy, our emotions, so we feel good doing what we do best the following days. But because of the pandemic, this recharge period disappeared because we have to stay at home. And another thing, that's why people feel burned out, is because, one, there's no demarcation between their personal life and their work life. So it's like a 24/7 activity. So what would happen? Let's say you work 8 to 5 in the afternoon in a regular day, but since you're at home and you're basically stuck at home, it's like you're working 24/7. Okay? So you feel tired even though you're not doing nothing. Let's example, you're at school. Okay? You go to school at 8 o'clock in the morning, and your next class is around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Although you're doing nothing between 9 to 5 p.m., but still you're in school. So you feel tired staying at school. It's that same feeling. Okay? So how would we address this burnout? Have a regular work schedule. Try to mimic your activities during the pandemic. Like, example, you work 8 to 5, you dress up at 6, you fix yourself, then you start working at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay? And then after that, 5 p.m., you change back to your home, to your regular clothes at home, and live your life at home. So, one tip that I could advise is, you have to have a place in the house where you could work. Say you have to have a office at home, that's better. But let's say you live in a studio unit, you don't have the luxury of having an extra room, Have an area rug. Area, this is a rug, a big rug, not a carpet, a big rug where you would place in that, when you place in your, you would place your chair and your table in that area rug. Inside that area rug, that's work. But if you go out of that area rug, then you're not in the office. So it's like having a demarcation of your home life and your office life. Because if you do that, then you have a break. Okay? And of course, with the bosses, let's say, you're the boss, make sure that you don't disturb your employees after their office hours. Like let's say, don't text them or call them like 7 o'clock in the evening. Okay? That's their personal life already. It's personal time. Your work life is only 8 to 5, and they have a break from 12 to 1. Okay? Outside that, do not disturb your employees because that's their personal life. Otherwise, you have to pay an overtime pay. Okay? With regards to children or with students, same thing applies. But only problem here sometimes is that schools expect too much from the students. Let's say they would give them so much assignments. Children are already being overwhelmed with the technology, with schoolwork, and it's like they're burdened with so much reading assignments. It's not fun anymore being a student. Okay, although I'm not saying that they disregard studying. Let's just say all work and no play makes Jack or Jill a dull boy. So my suggestion is, again, just like in the office setting, mimic a regular school setting. They have recess, they have activities, let's say physical activity, virtual exercise. Okay, exercise is very important, by the way, because it increases the endorphins. It's the pain reliever of your body. So for students, have a regular schedule. There's a schedule for studying, there's a schedule for playing and recreation. Another thing that I would advise is get some sunlight, because sunlight increases what we call serotonin, and serotonin is important it's a feel-good neurotransmitter in your brain. So if you have high serotonin, you feel happy, and sunlight increases that. So you would notice sometimes when it's raining, it's like right now, it's very dark outside, okay? You would notice that you feel down and low. But when the sun is up and it's shiny, the sunshine is up, it's very, what I want to say is, if there's a lot of sunlight, you would notice that you feel so happy, especially after the rain. You feel so light and happy, because sunlight increases the serotonin in our body, which is important for feeling good or happiness. Okay, so let's go to the anxiety. Anxiety, like what I said earlier, it's a normal reaction of the body. We feel anxious because it warns us of danger. Let's example. You go shopping in a not so nice place. Okay, I won't mention shopping centers. And you would see people looking at you. Okay, how would you feel? Sometimes you would feel anxious. But if you go to a very, very expensive and nice shopping center, even people will look at you, you feel safe because you know it's a safe place. So that's the reason we have anxiety. It warns us of danger. So our reaction to our surrounding is more fast, and we're more sensitive to what's happening around us. So that's the effect of anxiety. It prepares us for danger. Again, why do we feel anxious during these times? Because of the uncertainty. Okay? Again, what shall we do? Actually, the answer to this is, I've said this earlier, it's just to have a regular activity, okay, something that's predictable, because our mind, our minds want something that's very predictable. It doesn't like surprises, okay. So again, have a more regular daily activities of daily living. Like, say, wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, or wake up at 6, do some exercise, then do your regular work or regular activities, and then, of course, you have to be careful, okay? Because everyone is anxious right now, okay? Because of this fear of the virus. So I advise the 3 W's. Always follow the 3 W's. Wash your hands, watch your distance, and wear a face mask. Those 3 W's is important for us to feel a little bit more secure. Because if we follow them, of course, we protect ourselves and our loved ones. Always consider everyone around you as positive, and yourself as positive also. So be very careful when going outside. So if you could do things, another thing that I forgot to mention to address the anxiety is do relaxation techniques. These tips are without medication, of course. But if the anxiety is becoming more severe, my advice is for you to seek counsel. Because if it's very severe, then we need medication. But initially, what we could do as initial approach for the anxiety, of course, exercise. Like what I've said, increases the neurotransmitters in your brain. Get some sun. It increases serotonin. Relaxation technique. It's a mind-body connection. It will teach you how to relax your entire body from your head down to your toes. Okay? Do yoga. Again, that's part of the exercise. Have regular activities. Try to reach out and call friends. Get in touch with people. It's a form of socialization, even if it's just video call or just talking over the phone. That will be a big help. You feel reconnected with other people. Okay? So, relaxation technique, eat a balanced diet, food, exercise. So if you protect your body, you're also protecting your brain, your mind. So that's my advice for now. Eat healthy, exercise. Of course, have a break. Of course, be safe.